Greetings everyone, Wolf here with another exciting episode of Minecraft 1.14. And here we are in a slightly crowded area, and as you can see, this episode is about slimes. Alright, we're actually down underground this time to take care of a farm that, well, I don't think I'm going to really need, as you can tell. Sorry about this, like glitchiness there. Yeah, I am faced with an abundance of slime, like you wouldn't believe, and I've actually died twice to these things, digging this whole section out to prepare for this episode. They get behind me, bounce me into each other, and before I realize what's going on, of course I'm also trying to recharge my tools, so I have to remove my armor. So I've died twice to these guys. But as you can see, I've dug out a section of 2 chunks to create this farm. I found an area that had 2 chunks right next to each other that I can build this farm at. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this episode. Okay, let me just finish off killing these last few guys. And there we go. Okay, so anyway, yeah, this episode is all about the slimes, and I'm kind of known for building my slime farms and stuff like that. You know, it's not my design, of course, but I'm well known for digging everything out, getting everything prepared, and building it for everybody. So let's get started. Now, the first thing we need to do when we're building a farm is we actually have to find a slime chunk. There are several ways of doing this. You have third-party programs that you can use that will identify where each chunk is located in your world. Or you could do it the old-fashioned way, cross the slime, and then try to identify where that slime chunk is located. Luckily enough, in Java Edition, we have the ability to see the chunk borders by simply using the F3 key and the G to bring up this grid here, the chunk border grid. And what it does, it identifies the 16 by 16 by 16 block sections of each chunk. And that's what this blue line represents in this grid system. And of course, each yellow line represents a 4 by 4 section of the 16 by 16 by 16 chunks. Now, what I did ahead of time is I put torches down along the actual border section to identify each chunk section. So I have one chunk here and a second chunk here, and both are slime spawnable. Then, when I dug this out, let me just get rid of these guys. Ow! See, that's that little glitchiness that's in the system. Kill these guys, kill these guys. Come on. So, swinging wildly here. Anyway, so I dug out the 16 chunk all the way up to level 40 and a little bit above so I could put a ceiling on top of this thing. And then I dug out an additional 4 blocks actually, but 3 block space, and then I put up a wall in the 4th spot here. So as you can see, here's the edge of the chunk, here's the beginning of a new chunk. Okay, so we have 3 blocks, and then the 4th one is where I build the wall all around the section of these 2 chunks together. Okay, now what I need to do is I'm going to place in a floor for the slimes to spawn on top of, because I'm going to put a rail system that's going to go around the edge here in this 3 block section that's going to collect the slimes for us. Alright, so let me get started on that. To get the floor into place, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a series of chunk blocks and fill the inside of each chunk. So here's the torch that begins the chunk area. So what I'm going to do is on the inside of the set of torches, I'm just going to fill in a series of chunk blocks to help start building up my floor section, which is going to leave me 4 blocks to the wall. Now remember that the extra, it was 3. The reason I'm doing 4 is when the slimes die and the slime balls fall, sometimes they have a tendency of falling back a little bit onto the first row of each chunk. So by putting an extra rail on the fourth section here that's underneath that, we're able to collect all potential slimes that fall here. And basically all I'm going to do is I'm just going to use another block, in this case the polished diorite, as the floor for where the rail system is going to sit on top of. Alright, so let me get that all in place and then we'll look at the rail system. Now that the first layer of the floor is in place, let's start getting in our collection and rail system into place. Alright, now where I'm going to send up the, or collect the slime anyway at the moment, is going to be here on the sides. I'm going to put iron golems, which the slime will be attracted to, on the ends here, on the short ends. And I'll have a collection system here right between the two slime chunks, okay? So, the first thing I wanted to do is I'm going to put in where we're going to collect these slime balls. So, at the edge of each slime chunk here and here, alright, I'm going to chisel out this floor here. 8 slots on each section here. Alright. And then what I'm going to do is, based right here, I'm temporarily going to use this storage. So we're going to put a hopper into that double chest system, and then we're just going to build a hopper chain of 8 per chunk into this line right here. Okay, now it might actually get to the point where the minecart hopper will be able to collect the slime depending on how many form here, but that's okay. This system will hopefully allow the system to collect enough. You know, you get to a certain point where eventually, you know, you're not going to want to continue to collect all that slime, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so now that is in place, and let's see. Okay, yep. I always double check this to make sure. So, now let me throw down a torch here for right now so we don't get anything spawning, which we shouldn't because they shouldn't spawn on the hoppers. We're going to start setting up the rail system. Now remember that when you're designing a rail system, you really want to try to recharge your minecarts every 16 rails. Come on. Come on. You're going to die. Yes, you are. You're going to die. Come on. I want your slime. Believe it or not, just in recording these couple of segments here, I've already collected over a stack of slime balls just from doing this little section. Now, to power the rails, there's several different ways to do it. You can either use redstone torches or levers, which is what I normally do. The only problem is trying to find, because you know I build this all the way down at the bottom, is trying to find a area where you can put a lever. Sometimes it's really tricky. Although with the new systems we can actually get underneath and actually place it a lot better now. I'm still going to use redstone blocks. Now the first thing I like to do is I always like to begin a redstone line around the corners. So this way I know that the rails are powered enough. So I'm going to take out all 4 corners and get them in place ahead of time like so. Alright, and then what I want to do is I don't want to accidentally lock off these hoppers, so I'm going to put a rail system here. Powered rail system, we'll talk when I say that. And then again here. Alright, I will do the same thing. I will mirror on the other side. So we come over here. So it should be by the torches. Yep. Okay, we'll do that. Here. Come over here. Like so. And then I don't really need one in between here because this is 16 blocks from that redstone line to that redstone line, and there'll be 3 powered rails there, so I don't need any additional power rails to go in that section. So let's get these last 4 into place, and we can start laying down the rails. And that, you know, and that system will keep it running. Now, the thing is, I'm going to use a single minecart hopper to do this. I have found that in the past, when I've used multiples, it has a tendency of either crashing minecarts and stopping them from running, and then I have to, of course, reset the whole system, or the minecarts just disappear. And I've actually had that already happen once already, in which my dogs who were in my skeleton farm have already disappeared, and one of my villagers disappeared who was in a minecart. I'm not sure what that was about, but it does happen. So I use a single rail, and once again, I'll be collecting enough slime balls. It's not going to be a problem to lose some. So now we have that in place. We're going to begin our rail system by laying down initially 3 powered rails. So 1, 2, 3. So it'll be powered. All right. Now, since I'm going to have rails here, I don't need technically light sources now, but I will, because once I get 16 blocks away from a certain thing, stuff will start spawning in. Okay. So then we're going to take 3 powered rails, regular rails. No, not yet. That's what I want. Then 3 powered rails again. Got a squat, place on the hoppers, powered rails. Rails, and then of course powered rails, and then we bend it to the next section. And we do that all the way around. Let's get around here so that I can show you where the bend will be, because we have to turn this section back around on itself. And what we're going to do is right here, 3 powered rails, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come up, turn itself on itself, and then go back up around like so. And then I'm going to do that completely. I'm going to come all the way around and do it again and again and again. All right, so let me finish getting everything into place, and we'll be right back. All right, now the rail system is completely in place here. All right, let me just quickly show you the turnaround section over here. So as it came around here, come up and around, and it turns around on itself again like this. And then on the other side, it turns around on itself in the middle, and then extends on the outside and comes around and loops the circle. So just to quickly show how this is going to pan out, we're going to put our hopper there, sorry about the glitch, and go from there. We get to watch a minecart go around. And then, as you can see, the minecart is fully powered and will not stop anywhere along the track. Come up and around, and the inside loop. Okay, so now we're listening to that. We're going to stop it and take care of that. Okay, now let's move on to the next section. Let's get the next layer of the floor into place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a lighting system using jack-o'-lanterns that's going to outline the chunk area. So on this corner here, I'm going to place my first jack-o'-lantern. And then I'm just going to continue placing where each of my torches were, which are actually 5 blocks apart. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th one is where each of the lighting system is. Alright, so we're going to do that for each torch that's here. Okay. Good. And what this does is it helps to light up the platform so nothing else other than what we want, namely the slimes, to form here. And since the slimes can form on top of jack-o'-lanterns, we can use them. If you don't like to use jack-o'-lanterns, you can use torches. The torches don't interfere with the slime generation. And what I'm going to do next, now that I have a light source here, just for decoration, I know nobody's going to see it, I'm going to use stone brick down here to continue my layer going up. And then I'm going to outline, oop, started too early. Sorry, me chirping. Outline, which is where the jack-o'-lanterns are, using the stone brick. As you can see, it goes underneath the first line of rail there. And then I'm going to lay a floor down using the diorite, of course, on the inside. And again, once where every torch is located, there's going to be a jack-o'-lantern, and the floor will be this diorite. All right, and underneath I'll have chunk blocks. And then the 3 blocks that go to the wall are going to be right there, magma blocks, which is going to kill our slimes for us. All right, so let me get that all in place and finish this section up. With the floor now all in place, let's get on to understanding some of the mechanics behind this. Now, this design is based upon the information provided by Mango. And the thing is, if you don't want to build it as big as this, in other words, if you want to like lose this space here, you can build it so that the slime are killed only on the ends here, and save yourself a lot of a lot of digging and a lot of rail work and stuff like that. One of the reasons why, though, I designed it this way is because the slimes can form starting on this block here, and since slimes are 2.5 tall creatures, and you need a 3x3 section for the big ones to form. If they form here, there's enough space that goes this way to allow them to form. So it guarantees more generation of the slimes for the entire chunk that's here. All right, but you don't actually have to have that section. You just need one section where you're going to kill your slimes and stuff like that. And then when we build the layers on this, you're going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks up, and then the next layer will be on that 4th section going from there. When you build that layer, you can either use half slabs and torches, or you can use full slabs and jack-o'-lanterns like I have here, or you can even just use torches if you still don't want to use the jack-o'-lanterns. The key is these slimes, which are again only 2.5 tall, are able to bounce through the floor if you use full blocks. So it's not necessary to use half slabs, but you can. It does allow them a little bit more room, but when I build my layers, I'm going to use full blocks. And as you can tell, two just formed. Let's see if now the one's going to get hurt. Shit, hopefully he's gonna. Yep, see now he's getting hurt. He's going into the tiny guys, and they're dying. And they didn't drop any of their slime. So that's okay, no big deal. But you got to see how the system kills them, and how fairly quick it actually is. The system's already been collecting, as you can hear the minecart has been collecting. So let's take these 6, throw it in there, and watch as the minecart comes around and collects those slime. So anyway, so when you build these platforms, you're going to build it all the way going up. And when you get towards the top, though, you're not going to build completely all the way. I want to say it's 5 or 6 levels. I'm going to have to double check it, so when I build the actual levels, I'll let you know. You see now the minecart took the slimes, and it will we'll place those into the hopper system that'll collect over in that chamber. Now, the slimes, as you saw, killed themselves by just jumping all around randomly, but we want to attract them to a section that's going to guarantee they're going to die. And how we do that is we're going to use the iron golem trick. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a chamber that's going to house our iron golem. So what I did was, okay, I cleared out a 4x3 section here. All right, and then I put fencing that's going to trap the golem inside, which is here on 1 and 4. And then I put a 2x4 series of fencing here. We're going to leave this gap here open so that the eyesight of the golem is there for the slimes to capture, because each golem will be able to function on 2 floors. So it'll function on this floor and then the next floor, and it'll track the iron golems. So then what I want to do is, so they don't jump on top of the fencing, I'm going to put that up there for right now. Yeah, just for right now, because I'm going to have a floor here, and then it'll be two layers. Can I get those 2 back? I might be able to. Yeah, I can jump without getting hit on the magma. Okay. I don't have frostwalker on my boots, so. Alright, so this will be an actual floor level, so that's why that fencing's there. And then there'll be 2 layers of fencing. Must be up top. 2 layers of fencing and stuff, and then of course this little gap. Now, let's get the iron golem formed. This comes the fun part. Trying to form the iron golem while at the same time trying to trap him into this little bit of space right here. So we need 4 blocks of iron in a T formation like this. And we need a carved pumpkin. Not a pumpkin and not a jack-o'-lantern. A carved pumpkin. And hopefully I won't lose him. And place it on top there. And bam! Look at that. Ooh, we even got an achievement. Sorry for the glitchiness there from the guy for me. You gonna let me up? You're not gonna let me up, are you? No. 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 Okay. I'm gonna put that there so you can't walk away. Okay. No. See, he's trying to walk away. Alright. We put you there. Okay, now I gotta try to push him into place. Stop. 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 Get in. See, he wants to walk into this corner. I think he sees the other slimes that are in the other chunks nearby. Okay, now he's trapped inside there. Good. Okay, now you don't have to use fencing out here. You can use. Oh, we can see in the background. See how they're dying? Yeah. You don't have to use fencing back here. You can use brickwork or whatever you want to use. It's, you know, up to you to decide. I'm going to use fencing for right now. Okay. So let's get in here. Okay. Now, as you can see, his eye line is right where that third block section is located. Oops, wrong one. Hitboxes, I want hitboxes. Okay, now, that's the Iron Golem's hitbox right there. Alright, his eye line is right where that red area is, and you can see that little blue line sticking out. That's where he's looking. Alright, so the slimes are going to sense he's there, and since his eye line is free in that hole there, they're able to go and attract the slime. And now I just got to put one on the other side, and we're done with that. Let's go take a look real quick and see how much slime have been collected since we got the killing floor in place. Go down here real quick. And we've collected 43 slime balls just from since I put that floor into place. Easy, easy. Alright, so let me get the other guy in place. Let me get the platforms in place. Oh, look. Now, see, he's holding on the other side. The Iron Golem will not attract him from that distance away. That's why I'm going to put another one on the other side. And then he's getting hurt. Bam, he dies. The little guys, they die. And sure enough, the balls are collected. Alright, let me get this stuff in place. Alright, as you can see, we have slimes that are forming now on the platform. Now that little guy senses the Iron Golem, and he's trying to make his way over there. The medium-sized guy sensed the golem, he's making his way over there to this guy. And sure enough, they're going to get hurt. And right there, you can see the Iron Golem's trying to attack him, of course. And the little guy's going to die right there. And what happens is if the little guy dies right there, the slime might fall on top of the block right there. And what happens is that the minecart that goes on underneath that first section will pick up the slime balls from there. Alright guys, that's it for this part of the build. I'm going to have to build the platforms off camera, and then the next section will be building the part that goes above all of this, which will be the housing in the collection chamber. Watch another one die. Alright guys, as always, thank you for supporting, thank you for watching. Y'all take care now. Bye.